Ask AJ. It is Wednesday again.
We were just talking about gorge. What's it called?
Scrambling.
Is it called? Jumping, falling,
Scrambling.
dying, possibly.
Hopefully not. Falling, yeah. Tumbling.
Of which we're doing on Sunday in Eskdale.
Yeah.
Valley.
Yeah. My daughters don't want to do it.
One was pregnant, to be fair.
Yeah, but it's not an illness, is it?
Not Molly.
So if you didn't know, Tess is having a baby, so I'll be a nonny again in February, but she thinks that means she shouldn't have to gorge scramble, which I disagree with. But if there's any midwives listening to this, please don't write in. So yeah, and Molly doesn't want to come anyway because she doesn't like that kind of thing, does she?
No, I thought she would, but no.
No.
Apparently not.
No, so she doesn't want to come. So it's just me and the boys. Me and my son, and my son-in-law, and my daughter's boyfriend. Bit sad, aren't you, going with the granny?
I think it's you that's more sad.
Going 3 young boys. Not going to be competitive at all. But yeah, gorge scrambling in the Esk, which is the river, in the Eskdale. So just outside of Hardknott. And it's going to be good fun. So we've got a proper full day on. I think it's 5 hours. And it's... I don't know if we're going up or down. I presume we're going up. No, we must be going down because we jump into pools.
I don't know.
Or maybe just climb up and then jump back down again. I don't know. It's wetsuits though. I was hoping it might be dry suits, but it's actually wetsuits.
Yeah, I hope it's not cold.
Oh no, of course it's not going to be cold. Look at it. It's going to be freezing. Thermals.
For 5 hours though.
You've got to have to get warm, aren't you? It's crash helmets and everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
Molly and Tess are going to come along and film the good bits, I think. With the kids and the dogs. Anyway, it's a beautiful day here today in the lakes. When I was out this morning, I probably should have gone up Brantfell because there would have been an amazing inversion this morning. It was thick fog, and then it just gradually lowered and lowered till it disappeared. So I went down to Cockshot Point, and all the boats were nearly invisible. So I'll post a picture of that actually in a bit. But we're here today to talk about something very specific. It's something we get asked about a lot, which is, should I improve my house if I'm planning to sell it? So we've got a lot of people at the moment that are considering selling, but they've been in the house for a long time, and therefore it takes a long time for them to come to terms with the idea of selling, or even decide to. And one of the things they say is, well, you know, we've lived here a long time, our kitchen's a bit dated, or our carpets are a bit worn. Should we replace those before we sell? Usually, our answer is no, you shouldn't. Put it on the market as is. But there are exceptions to that, and that's what I really want to talk about in this video. So if we concentrate on the main set of areas, which is kitchens, bathrooms, decor, flooring, and then maybe outside. Focus on those 5, and we'll give you some feedback on some ideas about how you should and shouldn't change those things. Yeah? Do you want to start on kitchens? Is that a bit far away from us, Till?
I'll start with kind of the whole thing. So that must be weird. So the general rule of what I would say is that you either want to be all developed, immaculate, looking beautiful, or leave it as it is. The middle ground is when people start to get a bit uncomfortable and not understanding what it's about. For example, let's say you've got an old bungalow and someone goes and puts a brand new kitchen in, yet the bathrooms, bedrooms, carpets are all whole everywhere else. People will go there thinking, actually, I probably wanted to put my own kitchen in.
Or I didn't even want it there.
Or, yeah, I wanted to do a lot of other things with it. So I think if you're thinking, oh, should I change this one thing, or should I not, really it has to be consistent throughout the house as much as possible. Now you can probably get away with bathrooms if you've got lovely carpets, lovely decorations, and you've got a really nice kitchen, and your bathrooms are a little bit dated, you're probably not losing any value on them.
And actually, in the last 20 or 30 years, decor's been quite kind to bathrooms. Before that, the 80s and 90s bathrooms were appalling, and the ones before that with the avocado suites and things were really dire. But actually, in the last 30 years, bathrooms haven't really changed that much. Quite often we'll say, is this a new bathroom? And they'll say, no, we put it in 10 years ago. So the dating has slowed down, I think, in the last 20, 30 years, because people have gone for more natural surfaces, they've gone for neutral colours, none of those kind of borders, you know, with the flowers colours and the different colour suites and all that kind of thing. And
Carpets.
carpets. Most suites now are white. So as long as yours is neutral colour tiles, white suite, and not a carpet, you're probably okay in your bathrooms. You can probably leave the bathrooms as they are, because then somebody knows they can move in and use them and just update them over time. A dated kitchen is harder to do, and actually kitchens are very colourful. We did go and see a house, didn't we, last year, do you remember, where it was a red and white and black kitchen, and that was too much. In fact, we knew that on a photograph it would look too much and it would put a lot of people off. In fact, it had already been on the market with somebody else and not been able to sell, and partly, I think, because of the kitchen. It looked like a bit of a chessboard, didn't it? And it was brand new, yeah. So that's hard. So if it's a very personalised kitchen, that is difficult, because we would probably suggest you neutralise it a little bit. You can update a kitchen if you absolutely have to. So if you've got a reasonably neutral kitchen but your work surfaces are really tired, that's a nice easy update. Or a sink, taps, quite an easy update as well. But usually you don't need to do it. We can make even dated kitchens look very beautiful on our photographs, and with the styling, and people are looking out the window at the view. They're not looking at the sink that they're looking over, and they're looking at the beautiful Victoria sponge cake on the table, and they're not looking at the work surfaces. So generally speaking, as long as you follow some basic principles, like the flooring needs to be nice and clean and well maintained, but apart from that, the kitchen's probably okay too.
Yeah, and then when you move outside with a garden, that very cumbersome garden.
Well, before we do that, can we just do flooring?
You can do fine.
Because I went to see somebody the other day actually who had just put down brand new dark blue carpets in the house, in what was quite a slightly old-fashioned house anyway. And I remember thinking, they obviously don't think that blue carpet is old-fashioned, and they were my age. So, but for me, that is really old-fashioned.
It's like green pants, isn't it?
My green pants are not old-fashioned at all. You needed that. You deserved it. Neutral carpets are always going to be better. There are some pattern carpets that you can get away with. Things like tartan in some small areas can work. But anything that's a bit overpowering and anything's dark is probably not going to work. Now, if you've just done that, please don't change it. We did once change some very dark green carpets to like a beautiful oatmeal, because the house just wasn't selling, and the owners, the new owners who bought straight away, nothing to do with our carpets, then just literally ripped the whole house to bits and probably wasted £2,500 worth of carpets. So you never can tell what a new buyer is going to do. But usually a dark carpet will devalue your house, and it can devalue it by anything sort of 10%, because it makes the whole house look dated because of the carpet. So sometimes it might be worth putting a fairly cheap carpet in just to neutralise it and bring it up to date. And then the same thing goes for, people do expect hard floors now in kitchens and bathrooms, not carpets at all, and preferably in a hallway as well, but not always.
Yeah, and if you're going to go to the expense of doing the carpets, it's probably better to paint the walls white as well, or a neutral colour. You can quite quickly turn a dated room into something that actually looks pretty modern.
Yeah.
So gardens.
Yeah. Or any outside space.
Or any outside space. Yeah. The key is here is simplicity. Whether you have hundreds of different flowers and plants and.
Is that the limit of your gardening knowledge now?
That was about it. Yeah.
Okay.
And shrubs.
Well, let's talk about the key things actually. What's going to add massive value if you've got a house that's elevated in this area, in the South Lakes?
A lake view.
A lake view.
And in fact, we know of a house that where the owners bought for about $650. They cut down about 5 meters worth of trees, and all of a sudden have the most amazing lake view, and double the price in 24 hours.
Lakeview can add about £500,000 to a house that's worth about £1 million, which is a significant amount just for negotiating with 2 neighbours to get their trees cut down as well. It wasn't easy for her. It took her about a year and a half to do it, but she did it, and the results were pretty outstanding.
They were. And then think about where you can see that lake from. So is there a patio area? If not, might be a good idea to put that in. And then if you have got an area you can see the lake from, think about seating or experiences, hot tubs, whatever it may be.
It's like outside rooms, really. Think of it like that. If you can have 2 or 3 terraces, then I think it's my phone. Then that's really what you're trying to do. You're trying to gain extra rooms outside. But we went to see a lovely house, didn't we, over near Kirby Lonsdale fairly recently. Absolutely beautiful, Georgian style. When you drew up to the front door, there was no demarcation between where you're supposed to park your car, where's the path up to the front door. There's no boundaries on any of the flower beds, so it just felt a little bit like a car park when you pulled up. And it's really important that somebody can see where you're supposed to park your car, and even if it's just a row of bushes, you know, in tubs, that's all you need to say, well, this is a formal car parking area and this is the way you get to the front door, because it just looks so much nicer. If you think back to how Georgian homes looked in the Georgian times and in the Victorian times, they actually did look like that. They were very smart on the outside. What you don't want is a Georgian house that looks like it's been divided into, you know, bed sits just because it looks like a car park outside.
I think simplicity and clarity are both critical when selling your house.
Yeah, agreed. So that's it really. Those are things that you should do or not do. But there's usually quite a fine line. So please invite us out and ask for our opinion. We sold a beautiful house, didn't we, up at, what's that little village called? Where we sold the ferns. What's that called? Was it Estelle?
Estelle Green.
There you go, Estelle Green. Absolutely gorgeous house. And all around the house, they had a notepad and paper, do you remember? And they were asking us each room. And he said, right, well, we're obviously going to change this bathroom. And we went, no, don't change the bathroom. It saved him a fortune. And he sold it with that bathroom.
Just take the carpets off the ceiling and the side of the bath. True story.
What's carpet on the ceiling? I remember the carpet on the side of the bath.
And the ceiling.
It was a bit much, wasn't it? Actually, a really easy thing, is bedding. We haven't mentioned bedding. So if you've got any pattern bedding at all, replacing all your pattern bedding with white bedding or just cream, you know, neutral bedding makes a massive difference to our photographs so that we can sell it more effectively. But that's the point really, to ask us, because if it's a fine line, and even if we don't agree, we can have a discussion about it, but we usually do agree on what you should and shouldn't do to sell your house. It's important that you don't throw your money away on something that a buyer's just going to change anyway. So ask
the question.
And if we're not here next week, or we're covered in bruises and abrasions, you're going to know why. We won't be able to go live.
She's annoyed me too much.
And I've pushed him off one of the gorges. We'll try and take some pictures, or maybe Molly and Tess will, and we'll post them. And then if we have a good day, we're going to try and get the whole team there, aren't we, Tilly? Do you fancy a bit of gorge scrambling?
I do actually. I like stuff like that.
She does. Brilliant.
What's your history in things like that?
I mean, I've only ever done it once.
Have you jumped out of a bath before?
Of course I have.
Have you swum in the lake?
Yeah.
But accidentally?
Nah. Swimmer.
Yeah, we'll try and take the team. Maybe not in the winter though. You might not appreciate that. But we'll let you know how it goes.
Probably cheaper in the winter.
All right. See you on the next Ask AJ. Bye.